see his video, and that's pretty much spot on. So they are actually, in a sense, even if they're higher in sophistication, they're actually easier to acquire. And also because it's not your core competency, what this guy, what I've advised this guy to go and do. So he's got this, two people that run this yoga business, and they've got two studios, doing really well. But guess what? Those two instructors are doing all the sessions day in, day out. And they know there's nothing really to the business. They don't have any systems, they don't have any financial tracking, they don't know where they're going, they don't do that much marketing, they don't know what to do next, blah, 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 right? But if you say, oh, go and join a business mentorship, they're like, oh, we don't want to sell out and be corporate, you know. So what he said, what I advised him is, with people like that, right, they are so identified with what they do, you know, and it's not your core competency. Equity is risk, remember that, right? If you take equity in a company, you're taking responsibility and the amount of risk for it. If you take 90% equity, you're taking 90% of the burden. So I said also with that, you know, it's not your core competency, so you don't want to take as much of the risk. So I said maybe you go in with like maybe a deal to take like 40% to begin with and buy out a portion of their company to get 40% ownership. So they still retain 60%. The two of them have a 30% each majority. He owns more than them individually. But whoever parties have 60% combined, keep the majority voting rights, so it doesn't threaten them that way. But he does have 40% proprietary ownership for himself. Basically, then you tell him also the game plan is that you're going to build in the marketing systems in a heart-centered way, and ethical selling, whatever else you tell them. You're going to build the marketing, the systems, the financial tracking, all this stuff in, and the plan is to then help. So they can then train other yoga instructors, and they can step out and become the brand ambassadors, the people who make famous on Instagram, the face of the company, which they love, right? So basically for the 40%, I'm going to systemize the entire business, we're going to get it rolling, we're going to have systematic leads and sales coming in, and we're going to get you guys out of there, and you'll work for 3 hours a day, and you'll be like these Instagram famous branded people, which satisfies their ego, right? And they're like, we love it. And then we put a performance by it on there and say, well, when we hit this much in revenue, I'll then get 50% ownership. And then we're even, right? So he's going to do that work first to make sure they uphold their end of the bargain, but he's only going to own 50% of it. They'll keep running it and doing their thing, and he's getting 50% of that. It's not his core business model, so you shouldn't spend too much time on it, or he's going to get a bit confused and overwhelmed because there's more things to learn about yoga. And more culture to get into. So you don't want to go, if it's too far to competency, don't take too much equity. But he sits there now as like an advisor, if it works an hour a day on it, he's going to have 50% of it. But the real reason he's doing it is not for the successful yoga money, it's because it is going to lead, he now has access to that audience, which are potential people for his gym business. Right? So when you open up, there's a trend, the market trend is going towards health, wellness, yoga, well-being. That's when we launched the Wellness Hub. We know it's where our market is going to look next when transformation gets boring. And another big companies come and dilute it. They're all going to be looking at wellness, health, well-being, nutrition, holistic stuff. So we're gearing up for that because we want to be able to access that entire market. We want to be, you guys want to be at a place over the next 3 to 5 years where anything to do with health, wellness, transformation, any of that stuff comes through you somehow. You're like the mafia don of the area, that you're involved, you've got your fingers in all the pies somehow of all of that. We've just done this in a couple of our studios now. We've brought in a yoga instructor just to come into us to do 3 sessions a week. And the reason is, it's not just to make more, not because she pays us some rent money, it's because we have that extra arm, or that window now open to bring yoga people into our studio. And we said, look, we'll give you a really good rate to do this, and we're going to help you out with the marketing too. So we believe in you, you have good potential, but she can't run it herself. She's tried for a year, she has 3 clients. I did yoga with her, she's amazing. I'm like, you have potential as a technician, but you can't run a business. She's like, tell me something I don't know. Right? And I'm like, how about you work in our studio, you pay us a bit of money towards the rent or whatever, but you'll work in our studio, we'll do all the promotion for you, we'll help you market it, I'll mentor you on building it and all the rest of it. The caveat is though that we basically get access to the leads RAS. It's not your database. The clients are yours, But the overall marketing we do is we make it so it's under our control, it's our list, our advertising, and it's our audience pretty much. So now we have then, this one time we've got the bootcamp business with its advertising going out and capturing emails for people into that. But now we've got the yoga, and her page is like called, I don't know, it's like holistic spirit yoga or whatever it is, right? I don't really give a fuck. But it's our Facebook page now. She's handed over the admin rights. We didn't pay anything for this, by the way. We said, this is the deal. We're gonna build your business with us. You're giving us control of everything. Your Facebook page, all the rest, she signed the contract, it's ours now.
Do your clients go to her too, or no?
We made a deal with our clients that she give X number of spaces on a discount to our clients. So now we have a VIP package when we sell our boot camps. We're like, hey, it's $99 a month for our boot camp. We can do 1 free set and to get yoga twice a week as well. Whereas the outsiders will pay like $67 a month or something. But now we can run ads now to capture people who are interested in yoga. And these are the people, they're not really interested in yoga. It's more people that want to lose weight and feel better, but they are at a phase of awareness where they're just intimidated too much by boot camps and things, and just think, I'll try yoga first. But if they come into that yoga or into a wellness hub, like we have, where our wellness hub is, it's a weekly meetup, like people come do mindset, emotional eating, nutrition, like a Weight Watchers, it's our version of Weight Watchers, but done better. What do they pay for? What do people pay for that?
£69 to non-mem that people are members of our gym, or 39 to actual members of the gym.
So that gives us like an upsell we can give to current clients, make more money from our current clients, gives us a whole other revenue stream to brand new clients. And ultimately it's just part of our funnel. The people at the wellness, at the yoga or wellness hub, we're ultimately going to sell them into our boot camps where our highest revenue per client is. Right, it's just opening up our market now so many steps ahead that we build this out. And our next goal is we've looked at every place you're in should have like a health and well-being festival once or twice a year. You know, and the truth is, again, most companies, and by extension most events companies, again, don't make any profits, and have rubbish business models. So our goal is like, hey, 3 to 5 years, we also want to own or be collaborating with the biggest health and well-being festivals. That should be our audience. Right, and that's where we're looking. So the way the trends we are moving into is there's only so much we can get by opening more and more transformation boot camps before, and we've got to be careful. We don't have too many of those things, and then the market goes dead for it. In a way, it's not putting all your eggs in one basket. But if we know, and the signs are all there, people are looking at health, well-being, yoga, things like that, there'll always be a place for semi-private or group personalized training. There'll always be a market for that. But it's not going to be as hot as it has been in the last 7 years. No way. Everything changes in business. Everything. Right? And we want it to be that way forever, but so there's people still clinging on to one-to-one personal training right now. And I'm like, dude, that ship has sailed. Like, stop doing one-on-one training. It's only for celebrities now.
And it was just like for the boot camps that were in the parks. And like I had 14 locations at one time that every single person was paying me $200 a month to come into, and then Living Social and Groupon came in and wiped that out like literally in like 3 months.
So if your business only goes deep on like, I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 transformation centers and there's nothing around that to supplement it, you're really kicking yourself in the teeth. You know, the real thing you want to start goes for like branding your area is going to be owning the whole thing. You people know you have to do with it or not. They don't need to know you've got your fingers in all the pies. But you really want to move out to that segment and you have something to sell to everyone. They want to buy supplements, sell them supplements. You want to buy merch, sell them merch. Boot camps, sell boot camps.
So why wouldn't you want them to know that it was all you?
Well, you can, but I mean, I'm just saying that would take a major rebranding strategy. If it's like, if a yoga studio already has a great brand you can leverage, why would you want to change that to match your name? That's just ego coming into it, you know. And this generally don't need to do that. What we're doing with Gary, this client, is his gym is called Forever Strong. So we've rolled out a plan now where he's going to have an umbrella of brands like Umbrella Forever Yoga, Forever Health. When he does the supplements, Forever Wellbeing. So it's different enough, but still keeps that core identity. And that's where we're going with him right now. So You know, it's kind of big stuff and it's kind of out there, but I think it's best to look at the macro first of all. I don't expect you guys to do this in like 3 months or anything,
Yeah.
but it's about long-term
No,
perspective in business.
that's exciting, that's.
It's not looking at, and you might even try and do this attempt, and you might even hit just a quarter of it, but you're going to be a lot better off than the other big pros around who are still still in a year from now, think they're going to win by shaving their lead cost down by 10 cents. You know, or how to get more followers on Instagram. It's like, these things are all important, but they're nothing compared to business strategy.
Yeah.
Marketing is 10% of a business no matter what. Long-term strategy and perspective is the big thing. If you know where you're going in the next 3 to 5 years, you have an intention that's not just get more clients, because get more clients only works as a strategy if that market's never going to change. Right? And build more gyms, build more locations is only a strategy if that market is interested in what you offer for the next 5, 10 years. But you build 10 gyms and then everyone stops caring about 6-week challenges, which they will, you know, because don't forget, you know, the target market today of, if you're targeting 30 to 35-year-olds, in 5, 10 years from now, your new 30 to 35-year-olds are going to be millennials. And they probably won't want to give it 6 weeks. That's too long, man. I just want to do some hot yoga right now that I can do on my app on my phone.
Yeah.
So if you're not also moving into these market trends, and I haven't even talked about technology yet, now that's going to play a part, right? And look at our core business model. We're also developing apps and things right now too for our clients. So when we're developing gym apps, it's not really an app for our gym, it's a local app, which is all things health, wellness, with on-demand coaching, things like that. But I'm not going to go into apps today because it's not my big strong point. I've got experts, consultants working on it with that. But, you know, it's adapting to all these trends, and like no one's doing it, you know. And so again, I don't want to overwhelm you with all this stuff, but I like just pointing out the truth of it. And I always say, you aim for the moon and you miss, you land on the stars.
Yeah.
And it's just better to be thinking bigger, know where your industry is going, and buckle up for it. Because again, this is the difference between being a solopreneur or owner-operator to being an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is not attached to one way of things. I want to make money from health and fitness, and I can make money in this industry, even if I was banned from ever owning a gym ever again. Now, I want you guys to think the same way. If I was banned, or let's say gyms were wiped off the face of the earth, transformation centers, studios were gone, how would I still make money from the industry that I know? And list, 10 ways you can make money from it. And to be a real entrepreneur that's what's going to keep you in business for like another 20, 30, 40 years is, what do I know is going to come next before everyone else knows they're going to do it? You need to know what the people are going to do before they know they're going to do it. That is the only way to succeed long term. That's like an Apple. They knew what devices we were going to use before we knew we were going to use them. Before, what do they call it? Like before, an iPhone or whatever came out, we wouldn't McDonald's, like drive-through McDonald's. They, none of us would have said, oh, we're going to use like a drive-through to get a McDonald's anytime soon. They knew it. They guessed. You can't know, but they guessed by looking at other industries. They guessed that we would. Henry Ford didn't know we'd all be driving cars rather than riding faster horses, but he took the initiative and said, let's not make better horses, let's make cars. People will change their behavior to go with cars. And so, it's really thinking ahead like that. And that might not sound too practical for you now. I hope I give you a bit of this acquisition strategy, might help you a little bit. And every deal is different, of course. There's so many more variables into it. That's just some general guidelines. See if you can do a profit turnaround. See how much profit. Do an analysis and look at how much profit, how much costs you could cut. What's the big gaps in their business model? They're either not getting enough lead flow because they're not running any ads, or they're doing it sporadically, or boosting a post here and there. So there's no lead gen strategy in place, in which case you just talk to them like younger. Or they're not selling enough properly, and they're not putting good enough packages, which you could talk to again Mike or even Carlisle or myself. Or they're not making enough lifetime client value because they're not serving their clients. Most of them have crap retention because they're too focused on the marketing stuff and they're neglecting clients. So first thing is, can you increase, your minimum retention, if you do a large or small group, your minimum retention on average should be at least 6 months. If people aren't staying at least 6 months with you, you have a service problem. Right? Big box gyms expect 3 to 4 month turnaround on their clients. So if you can only do like 2 months more than that, that basically says that you're 20% better than a big box gym. We know you're a lot better than that. In our places, we look for 12-month minimum retention. If we don't get 12 months on average, we know we're doing something wrong. It's like, and people say, oh, well, 8 months is good enough, but we don't want good enough. We want what no one else is going to copy or be able to do. We want 12 months, set the higher standards. And we're also maximizing upsells by having other things to offer people, supplements, a wellness hub, or gathering, paid workshops each month, yoga, anything you do to get your clients paid, they're the asset you paid for, they're most likely to give you more money if you just find ways to offer it. And if you start doing that to get your client base overall paying you more money, everything's going to go better for you. The other problem they have then is they're paying too much on unnecessary costs, like they're paying a stupid payroll, they're paying bootcamp instructors one-to-one rates, like $35, $40, $50 an hour. That's what you get paid for one-to-one. But that's an old school business model or pricing structure. If you're doing semi-privates or groups, you shouldn't pay someone that much money. That's a payment for one-to-one, highly specialized coaching. If you're doing boot camps or small groups, why would you pay a trainer that much? Our trainers, like in the UK, they get 12 to 15 pounds an hour, which is less than $20. $8.50, right? Yeah, on the low end. So entry level it's minimum wage, because we love to hire fitness instructors, not PTs. We don't need a PT to run our models. We've written the programs, we've written the workouts. We're going to train and develop them, and we get people from the ground up and develop them in. As long as they can teach a lunge and count to 10, like they can start on day one, it's cool. They're not going to kill someone.
It's true.
What we really need is people that have the right personality and will get the culture and who want to learn. They want to work to learn as much as they want to work to earn. We'll get into staff later probably. But, most people, that's the biggest thing for growth, they're just paying 50% too much on payroll. Right? And that's the first thing, like cut those people out and then find people that want to work for less, which you will find, and then you can pay yourself more or stick more into profit. So you spot one of those things in a company and think of the companies around you that they're going to be falling down on at least 3 of those 4 areas. And if you can just plug in 3 of those 4 areas, you'll turn them into at least $1,000 a month profit straight away. If you negotiate a buyout on a monthly rate that works out $1,000 or less, you're going to buy that company with no risk and own it within 12 months, right? And that could be a good investment of $1,000 more than, paying the next fucking marketing guru that charges you $5,000 to build a funnel or something, So, any questions on any of that stuff first of all, guys? We'll get more to technical, practical steps and stuff the rest of the day, but any questions or thoughts or observations on that?
I have a question about the acquisition aspect. How far do you go from your actual, or how far would you recommend going from your actual location that you currently own to acquiring a facility similar to yours?
Okay, good question. Yeah. So this can depend on where you are in your current level of resources. At the level, I'm guessing you don't have a management team.
No.
So I wouldn't go more than 10 to 15 miles out.
Okay.
Because for a couple of reasons. First of all, you're going to get stretched too far. If you have a management team you can deploy over there, like a regional manager, that's fine. But to get a regional manager, you would first need, that person would need to be a regular manager who is then trained a replacement manager so they can be a regional manager. That's going to take you 12 to 18 months regardless. So you're probably at a point where you probably are the general manager anyway. So you're not going to want to get stretched out by that. It could be a case, if you take over a good location and the trainer there might be better as a manager, maybe it's better to pay that trainer you acquire from and say, hey, I don't want you to do like very part-time coaching, so I'm going to bring another coach in or give one of my coaches more hours over here. But since you know the place so well, maybe you do a personality assessment first. If you're going to keep on the company, you should do a personality assessment anyway to make sure they're lined up for the right roles. Maybe that person will make a better manager and say, look, I'm going to pay you up for a management role instead, so you'll manage this place. So there's a number of factors, but you don't want to be stretching yourself out. more than 10 to 15 miles, or you're driving up and down the place all day, and you're gonna spend too much time on the road, and it's just not gonna work out well. The other reason as well is because it's looking at the audience, the unconverted prospect list you have. So, you know, if you're collecting a list right now, it's probably people within a 10 mile, 15 mile radius. So it's good if you can have another location within that radius, so you can then promote your current list to.
Okay.
So hey, maybe you're not going to this location, but we're doing a new launch offer for this location, and you actually can make more use of the list you already have. If you go too far out, and I always say when it comes to acquisitions, is 3 things you really want is, you know, operating capital to afford it. So, you know, if you are doing a buyout or you're investing in anything, you know, make sure you've got some operating capital in the bank first. If you're only making 1,000 profit, don't spend that profit buying a company, because now you're actually at 0 profit. You want to make sure you have some money saved up first. You make sure you have enough capital in the bank first to make that decision what we're going to pay out sensibly. If not, you have to make more money yourself in location 1 first. So location 1 needs to be pretty profitable, I would say, before you jump into this too far. Because if you haven't made location 1 profitable, or flip that around, how do you know you can turn the second location around to be profitable? You're going to have the profit systems dialed into your first business and prove it. Just like, well, yeah, I can just do what we're doing here, apply it over there, and the same thing will happen. So if you have enough profit, keep enough operating capital in the bank, and a bit of surplus left to go and make that calculated choice. So your operating capital. Second thing you want to have is a team of trainers at least ready to deploy over there. Trainers that have worked with you for at least 6 to 12 months, that know your culture inside out and your core values, and then they can go and open the second place and do the training for you. That's because, again, when you get clients in from day one, you want people not that can just train people and do a workout, but people that get your core value, your core experience, and know how you want the clients to be treated. So it goes off to a good start. So you want to have trainers, maybe you've got trainers who will want some extra part-time work, or maybe they can train their replacements in Studio 1 to go over and run Studio 2 for you, and one of them could move into management too if they wanted to. So you want a couple of your team resources to go over there from day 1 too.